Good morning. Great to be with you on this Monday morning. Yes, you are with George at Growth Point Grain as you're going through life, and we head into another month, the month of November. Just to think that next month is Christmas. Wow. So we are flying through our months. Not so. Well, we're going to continue speaking what we've been doing previously, and opening doors and seeing the doors that God is opening for us. God's closing those doors today. Who you follow opens doors. Now, it's important to note who you are following. Following today, there are many people following, many people on social media, and social media is flooded with various people. And again, you need to be careful of who you watch, who you connect to, who you listen to, who you take advice from, because those doors open, and sometimes they open the wrong doors. So we need to know that they are God-fearing men and women that are teaching the apostles' doctrines, not so holding on to that of what Jesus taught his disciples. And these things are very important for us today as we looking for open doors from God. Now, Matthew 4:18 says this. Now, Jesus was walking along the shores of the lake of Galilee. He saw two brothers who were fishermen, and Jesus said to them, "Come, follow me." Now, when he called his disciples to follow him, there was no hesitation. They left what they were doing and they followed him. Now, you might be asking the question, why did they not hesitate? Why didn't they ask who he was? But they got up to follow him. Now, if you want to find out a little bit more, that I don't have the time to speak about that, but go and look and look up the dust of the rabbi, walking in the dust of the rabbi. If you look at that, you will understand that Jesus was a rabbi, and when he called them, he was calling them to become students of his. And this was a desire of every young Jewish boy had a desire to follow a rabbi. And Jesus wasn't just the Messiah. He revealed to them he was Messiah, but he came to them in a representation of a rabbi. So all whom Jesus called, he just used two words: follow me. They saw that and said, well, we're going to be students of a great rabbi. Let's follow him. They were busy with all sorts of work and with their family business, but they were prepared to leave their business. The Father said, man, if a rabbi calls, you go. Now in Matthew 16:24, Jesus said, if anyone wants to come with me, listen to this, he must forget himself, carry his cross, and follow him. Again, Jesus said, if you're going to follow me, then you're going to become like me, because to follow someone is to walk alongside of that person. Now again, reading into what rabbis taught and how they taught, it was very important, because the student would teach that what the rabbi himself taught. And so when you come to God and you surrender your life to God, you are surrendering all your ways to embrace his ways. You now take on his thinking, you take on his teachings, you take on his likenesses, you take on even his habits. This is what they watched. They watched everything that the rabbi did, and they wanted to mimic the very things that he did. Your surrender to God, note this, allows God's Spirit to change what needs changing in your life. Once you surrender your way to God, your prayer becomes not your will, but his will be done in your life. And so as you begin your life's journey by following Jesus, you hand over your will to him, allowing him to mold your life, to shape your faith, your behavior, your belief system, and your future. So you hand everything over to God. God becomes now the one who molds your life. God becomes the one now that you desire to imitate. This is what we want. We want to imitate all that Jesus did. This is why we want to become his disciple, that we can love like he loved, not so forgive like he loves. You see, you allow Jesus to become the potter that will allow him to mold your life like a potter molds his clay into the instrument of his design. We are the clay in the hands of the potter. There is no greater potter than Jesus Christ. So what am I saying to you on this Monday as we venture into a new month? I believe it's time for you to surrender your life to God like a piece of clay and allow him to mold you into that of His design.